If you've been hunched over a miter saw or working on the floor, your back, shoulders, and hips are probably pretty sore by the end of the day. Here's a quick 15-minute stretching routine that I like to do at the end of the day to help me feel better after work. I just spent my entire day installing baseboards. I've been crawling around, hunched over my miter saws, and just in awkward positions all day. Whether you're doing concrete or installing cabinets, you are also subject to being in awkward positions, and your body probably gets pretty sore by the end of the day. Stretching this out helps you loosen up, recover, and feel better after work when you really want to be active and present in your life. The first stretch we're going to do is just a good forward bend. What you want to do is stand with your feet about hip width apart and hinge at your hips to get a good bend. Be loose in your knees and let your arms and head dangle. If you want, you can just grab your elbows, and what you want to do is just bend over until you feel a good stretch in your hamstrings. This is a great way to get relaxed and ready for the stretch. Kind of sway back and forth and breathe through this stretch, because if you're not breathing, you're telling your central nervous system to stay tight. You should really feel this in your hamstrings, and it should also help loosen up your back. I like to do this for about 30 to 45 seconds and get nice and relaxed for the rest of this routine. The next stretch is a hip flexor stretch. Start with your right knee on the floor and your left foot out in front of you in a kneeling position. What you want to do is you want to tilt your pelvis forward and lean into it just a little bit until you start to feel your hip flexors stretch. Then lift your right arm and bend towards your left side. Make sure you keep breathing through this and go for about 30 to 45 seconds. As you breathe into this, you might feel that you can actually go a little bit further, both forward and sideways. Go ahead and do that, but don't push too hard. After 30 to 45 seconds, switch sides. I'll switch so you guys can get a good forward view of this too. Tilt your pelvis forward, lean into it, lift your left arm, and bend over. This is a really good stretch to open up your hip flexors and kind of lean your pelvis forward. When you get tight hip flexors, you end up with a posterior or an anterior pelvic tilt, which leads to a tight lower back. Next stretch is a 90-90 stretch. Start with your right leg in front of you, out at a 90-degree angle. Your left leg to the side at a 90-degree angle behind you. This one's really going to help stretch out your glutes and improve your hip mobility, which is great for us that are squatting down, working on the floor all the time. So what you want to do is you want to tilt your pelvis the other way from the hip flexor stretch and try to point your back pocket up to the ceiling. Then lean into it and press your knees into the floor. You're going to get a really good stretch in your glutes, and it's just really going to be a great stretch for your hips. Make sure you breathe through this. As you push your knees into the floor, it's going to feel like you're doing some work here. It's not just a static stretch. You're adding an isometric hold, which is going to help you improve your mobility. Now switch sides and do the other side. One more deep breath in and out. Next up is a cat-cow. This one's great for mobilizing your spine and getting you feeling a lot better. It's a lot like flossing your spine. So what you want to do is you want to inhale while you arch your back, and then exhale and round your back as much as you can. We're going to do 8 of these reps. This one might look really easy, but it's been fantastic for me with my lower back pain every day that I'm working on the floor installing base. Next up is a child's pose, but I'm going to end up walking my hands out to the side to get a good stretch along my sides. This is great for loosening up your spine, getting a good hip stretch, and when you add this little walking to the side motion, you're going to end up getting a really good stretch in your lats and sides. So what you want to do is sit on your ankles like this, lean forward, and get a good stretch. Just kind of sit here and relax for a second, and then walk out to the right side. Now breathe through this for about 20 seconds. Try to go a little bit further every time you exhale. Then work your way over to your left side. This is what it looks like from the front. Then from this kneeling position, I'm going to move right into a chest stretch. Interlock your hands just like this behind your back and pull your shoulders back and your arms up like this. Look up into the air and feel a good stretch in your shoulders and your chest. This is great for when I spend the day hunched over my miter saw. Notice how every time I exhale, I try to bring my arms up even farther. The last stretch is a combat stretch. It's really good for ankle mobility, and what you want to do is start in this half kneeling position. Lean forward and don't let your heel come off the floor. Go as far forward as you can, trying to keep your knee in line with your second and third toe. One thing I like to add to this stretch is once I feel like I'm at my point where my heel is about to come up, I try to pick my toes up and point them up in the air. You'll really feel the front of your leg start to burn. That adds an isometric hold, which helps improve the mobility of your ankles. I like to do this obviously without shoes on, but I'm on the job site, so I'm going to keep them on so I don't get my socks dirty. Come back, rock forward, lift your toes, and I'll do this probably 8 times. That's 3. Another thing you can do in this stretch is to put weight on your knee and pull up on your toes. That'll help stretch the back of your leg as well. Okay, switch sides. I think I only did 6, so I'll do 6 on this side too. Ankle mobility is very important for knee and hip health, so you want to make sure you don't lose this. If this stretching routine has helped you feel better after work, hit that subscribe button. I've also left a downloadable link so you can download this as a PDF file and do this whenever you want to, whether you're on the job site or at home after work. It's also a great one to do before work to get loosened up and get ready for your day. Hope you guys feel better on the job site.